We're looking at the past. It's been a lot of talking on how many cautions will we have and can you survive? As we take a look at our starting grid, ending the trend as we were only able to go 7 races with 7 different pole sitters. He grabs his second pole of the season. It's the fast man, then the 75, Gavin Rogers, able to take that pole award. To his outside, it's the driver that's got the pole here twice in the past, as well as got 2 wins here at Phoenix. It's going to be the 51 of Vincent Sora. Behind them, going to be the main drivers of note. Can they make a swing on the championship hopes of the regular season? It's John Forbes Jr. and James Scioli back in 5th place. A great qualifying run. It's the 15 of Ken Campbell, Shane Carrington, the 9 in 6th. 7th, we find Ollie Fonseca in the 13 of Cedric Hunter in 8th. 9th, we find Tom Sinjak and Larry Gingley. Outside of the top 10, it's the 74 of Nick Crawford in 11th. Jared Tarl-Palmage will be in 12th for the 27. With Drew Jua in 13th. We find 3 of Ryan Kelly in 14th position with Ross Tatum in 15th. Ross coming off one of his best finishes in the WSSR in a while. He wants to continue on with that momentum. Speaking about momentum, our previous champion of last season, Zach Hall, needs to find it, and he could be here at Phoenix. So that one machine will start in 16th place. 17th, well, there's the 17 machine. It's Chris Stitz. He's hoping to rebound after last week's race with Simon Garcia behind him in 18th place. And Andrew Medlin in the 12 will be back in 19th, 20th. Going to the 19 machine of Tyler Dangler. And 21st, we find the 2 of Danny Cochran, who's been having one of his better WSSR seasons in his career. He will be starting a little bit deeper in the field than his liking in 21st. Chad Wilkes, who's a part of that possible championship.
Hit the wall during qualifying, so we're starting in the back.
In the points, but he's deep in the field as well, starting in 22nd position. Josh McCanada will be down in 23rd place with Justin Malarkey 24th. Brian Noel will be back in that double zero in 25th with GT Rizari in 26th position. Also going to be St. Christopher Wade in 27th, Brian Pan 28th, 29th, Cody.
We'll just have to treat it like Daytona.
Down in 50,
let's go up the middle.
57th and 30th, and Christopher Norris in finishing out our 31 drivers here tonight. Woo, Robert, a lot of drivers out there on track. They gotta hope that they can survive, though, with these first 40 laps. See what these state points will give out.
It's it. Yep. Go ahead and take a little break there, Sam, as we're going to get ready to go green here. The pace car is going to duck in. Yes, this is going to backstretch. Pace car does go in turn 1 and 2 there. And they got to go down the backstretch into 3 and 4 to get the green flag. Now, we're going to see how this all plays out as we're going to be side by side. And they're going to get ready to rumble down the front stretch here, Sam, as we're going to get ready to go green here at Phoenix Raceway here with the WSSR Cup Series. Season 10 is underway.
Season 10, race 8. It's your Sundance Pizza 160. It's got Rogers and Vincent Sora will be side by side down into turn number 1. It's the 75 with a better launch for himself. That's behind. Now going to be side by side for second. It's Sora, John Forbes, and the rest of the field trying to keep these cold tires underneath them. Exit 2 can be tricky. They all are able to be stable. What's fun about this track? It's the open dogleg on the front stretch as all the drivers go.
I don't know when the stage break is.
Some will go all the way down that inside pit, while others will
I can ask my teammates.
Below the yellow line, while others will stay on the racing surface. That's the fun, unique portion of Phoenix. And you've got the corners of 1 and 2 where the drivers are trying to carry as much speed as possible. The more hard braking zone is here in the 3. The drivers look for passing zones if possible. It's here of 4 where drivers can get a little bit tricky, sometimes pushing high in that outside blue wall. Others will snap loose, but for currently it's Vincent Sora, a faster car, but they're having issues behind. Driver goes around, it's Samuel Garcia and multiple other drivers. Zach Hall's involved as well. And more drivers are still piling in. But our first caution of the day, lap 3, when we were getting up to full song. And Robert, just like
one of my teammates was in that.
Is out, and it looked to be around the 50 machine. We saw that caution blew it, lost him out.
All right, looks like right around the 50 as we go back here on the replay. We'll see him going down in
Chad Wilkes.
Turns confused, but as they go down into turn 4 here, across the start finish line, looks pretty good right now as he's going to get ready. Oh, he just, I'm not. Wow. That was weird. The car reacted really strange there, Sam.
It just snapped loose. Like it was getting light through the dog leg, and Garcia got his hands working, ready in the cockpit here. This is a good camera to see how this wheel reacts. All that he was thinking about the dog leg.
Oh.
The apron just slightly snapped loose, overcorrected. And the 50 machine goes around and multiple drivers piling in. Even after the fact, a couple of drivers got into contact. That was going to be Brian Noel and Tyler Dangler. A little bit of contact, even getting by the incident. Kind of shocker to see the fact that this wreck just continued to break out. But so many drivers were looking for chances to get through this wreck. But first caution of the day on lap 3. Some drivers have to come into pit road to get damage repaired. Ultimately, there's only a few that got required damage, and that's going to be Chad Wilkes in the 6, who took the brunt of it. Major required damage. We'll see once he's able to get back out on track, as the 6 just got into pit road. But
yeah, and it happens quick too. I saw it
right on the top of the broadcast. I noted on this track is tough. It's going to be difficult. It's shown in the past it's a track that's going to bring out a lot of caution.
I don't know.
But who can survive already? Our past winner, last time the winner here of Zach Hall, involved in this one. Plenty of others that were open for the climb through traffic.
All right, man, we're going green next time by.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much damage that Hall got. It looked like he got spun around there. Probably not too much damage. Just hopefully he can get that, all fixed up there. But yeah, like you said here, tough track, Phoenix. Man, what can we say about it? You got to be careful going across that start-finish line when you want to go down in the dog leg. Yeah, it's tough.
I can see Ryan from here.
I know that, but as you can see right here,
where's Larry?
In that dog leg there, and you cut the course, getting down there, and then all of a sudden the car sometimes
see Larry. Oh, he's in 9th
of its own and spins out, and you just wind up going through the dog leg sideways. Or if you come back up on the track, sometimes there might be a car on the outside, and you're not sure they're there. It's all of a sudden the spotter says car outside, things like that. But that's what they're going to be dealing with here all night tonight, Sam, here, as we're also going to be seeing this track probably get a little bit more quick too, as we are in late evening here and getting ready to soon go into nighttime. So this race will, end under the night.
3, 4, got about 3 wide.
Yeah, it will.
Hold your line.
The lights are already clicked on.
Hold your line. Outside. 2 wide there.
And Scott Rogers taking back that green flag position. Up front, we are back to green flag action for your Sundance Pizza 1-6.
I don't know how many cars we have.
Still there.
There's at least 3.
Position of John Forbes Jr. as the 11 able to take off and go behind. You can see the swampness already 3-1 action for drivers outside of the top 10. It's about 4/10 actually. It's Larry England, Jared Thomas, and Kelly go 3 wide here. Shane Terry to the 9 machine, trying to get 115 again. Campbell, but 3 wide. Gotta trust the drivers around you are willing to give space, and especially in the dog leg. Drivers have to be careful and can't assume someone's going to go below the apron. They can't stay on track, so you have to be willing to give extra space when you know someone's below you.
Correct, yeah, giving that space there as we are watching right now here of Jared Thomas here in SpongeBob 27. I actually like that base ski. It's pretty cool. As they brought the SpongeBobs back out here for tonight's event here that they did last week here. As we see him duck down in front of Ryan Kelly in that number 3 machine, trying to keep up here with Ollie Fonseca and Cedric Hunter here, as they are battling it pretty good right now here side by side for 8th and 9th and 10th position here. But we'll fall back here to Tom Sinchek. He's back here trying to run on the outside here, as we've got a vehicle looking down underneath him, and I believe that would be Drew Grua of the 88 there, Sam.
Yeah, Drew Grua on the charge going forward for the 88. Also, Cody Reed, Drew pounding on the back bumper of the 26. You see the black and white red machines going back and forth between one another. Also going to be seen behind him on board last week's winner at 57 is Seth Nolan. Seth working his way forward and started all the way back to 20 and back to 30th position. Cody Reed in front of him in the Hot Wheels machines. 29, they've only been moving forward together as a cluster group. That's the 2 Danny Cochran and that Larry Artsburg machine trying to make it way forward. The 2 also up from where he qualified. So perhaps taking advantage of that really high chances to make big moves on the stuff. They really worked out correctly. Jua, you see there, go as low as you want. And the 88 took that opportunity. Didn't work out on a pass. They'll just settle behind and watch Cody Reed. As the 25 Cody Reed is the one on the move. He continues to surge forward.
As 25 surging forward, I just wanted to ride along here with Seth here as you were speaking here. He's looking nice and easy.
He wouldn't downshift that time.
But listen, you can hear the car bottom out there, and that is very crucial going through that dog leg. If you hit too hard, you can really upset the vehicle, and that's where you get yourself in trouble here as we pan out now here from Seth here, and we'll move right up to where it's Cody Reed, the 25 here. He said he's on the move up to 14th position, 3.7 seconds behind in that number 25 Hot Wheels machine. Looking pretty good right now, but you know, my question is how much can he keep going like this, Sam? You know, you've got to save tires here too if we do get into this long green flag run, which is starting to look like the race is starting to settle, you know, that way that we might have a long green flag.
Yeah, it's kind of a wait and see. Phoenix is one of those odd tracks where the chance of it going to a long run is there. And if we do, this race could really stay great for a while. The only problem is we are racing stage 1. There's 2 stages. We have stage 1 at the end of lap 40. Stage 2 is racing until the end of the race. And at the end of stage 4, at the end of lap 40, we will then see these drivers already trying to just get into better positions than where they were at the start of the race. At the time that yellow, that can just set them up for a better run. And that's why we're seeing the likes of Cody Reed, Drew Jua, Danny Cochran make these big pushes forward to get all the passes done early on and just salvage as much as you can as the tires fall off as we get closer to the end of lap 40. Here's Zach Bolton and Dangler, both involved in that lap 1, lap 3 caution number 1 incident, and just to putter around. Andrew Medlin also dealing with damage for himself as he runs back in 12th position. I mean, at the 12 machine back in 29th position, and currently just trying to stay on the lead lap. That's the only thing you can look for if you're Medlin at this moment.
That, and he's got to get that thing fixed. Stay on the lead lap is the number 1 thing here, but if you look at that left front, it is bowed out really hard. That left front tire is not where it needs to be.
Not at all. It really does need to get into pit road. Hope that the team can fix that up. But it's difficult with how long pit road is to get in your box, get repairs done, to get out. So, for Medlin, he's hoping, again, stay on the lead lap before the stage is over, or if you do go 1 lap down, hope that no one else follows and going a lap down as well. Here's now the battle on screen going on for 10th place. It's Ollie Fonseca side by side. Red Bull 10th over Ryan Kelly, Nick Crawford. That's Ollie Fonseca. I'm going to give kudos. Great qualifying time, 7th in qualifying here tonight. Just trying to stay in the top 10 to get bonus points if possible, but there are a lot of fast drivers that we know can make their way forward. That's putting pressure on this 24.
I'm putting pressure on 24, but I jumped back here to Drew. I was interested on his line that he was running in 3 and 4 here, or 1 and 2 actually. See, I got the track backwards. I knew that was going to happen. But let's see if he does it here. Nope, he's going to stay above that yellow line, but every once in a while, he'll take that car and go right underneath that yellow line and, you know, start passing cars underneath there, and that's a pretty interesting line to run. If you can do it, great, but, I don't know if you can do it lap after lap, though.
Lap after difficult, but they're willing to take a chance as it's going to be 3 wide down into turn number 1. Cody Reed on the outside for 25, 88. Drew Jua, Ryan Kelly on the inside. Kelly trying to back off in the center to maybe get a better launch off the exit of the corner, but just doesn't have the spacing to do so. 3 will fall back. The 2, Danny Cochran, will slide down to the inside, and it's Drew Jua who's looking clean for the 88 by Cody Reed. And for Cody Reed, he got by Drew Jua just about 5 laps ago, but we're talking about tires. How long could you stay in front? Well, we're halfway through the stage. Cody Reed, all that time that he had gotten advantages for, he might be in a worrisome spot and sees more drivers make a pass as easy as we just saw this 88 make it.
Well, that's it. Shades the tires, and you can start making the passes. And you can see right now with Cody Reed and Drew Brewer, they're going to be battling side by side. But again, how much tire does Cody Reed have left on that vehicle? It's still looking good. We'll have to see how that all plays out. Right there's what I was saying there, Sam. Drew Brewer went down underneath the yellow line. Actually, not.
Oh my goodness!
Which is really interesting line to run. Never seen that. As we got Dan now going to look under.
Good thing we got a stage.
As Cody Reed's going to try the low line. Nope, gets loose. Oh, Danny Cochran gets loose. As we got Seth back there trying to make the pass here coming up through the field.
Oops.
Saw
I don't like those bumps.
to immediately dump down through the dog lane. That gave enough cutting of the distance on this track for the 57 to make the pass on the 2 machine. Great decision immediately, and it works out for him to make those big moves as drivers up front kind of spaced out pretty evenly between one another. It's still Gavin Rogers leading this race as some of the closest action up front, the battling for 5th place is where these drivers on screen are. You've got Ken Campbell, Shane Terrian, as well as seeing Jared Talmadge on top of one another. And Campbell and Terrian both going back and forth. Our top 6 still run where they qualified. No changes yet, but there was a little bit of swappage between the likes of seeing John Forrest did pass early on the restart on Vincent Sora. Sora took that spot back. Shane Terrian almost completed the pass on Ken Campbell. He's now settling in 6th, but these drivers know Jared Thomas behind. They want to take off and go. The more that they fight back and forth, better chance that we might see some of these drivers further on back finally make the surge forward, like a Drew Chua, like the likes of Seth Knoll. They want to make these passes, but into the long run, it's a little bit harder to make some of these passes being made just because of the tire wear.
Yeah, just tire wear, like you're saying, Sam. But the other big thing key about this is that you're saying these cars get side by side. They basically put a parachute on each other, and they do slow each other down, and that helps bring back the field. The guys in the back there to run single file. All of a sudden, you're battling for a position, and then you look in the rear mirror and say, "Wait, oh crap! There's like 5 other cars right here with me." As we see Ken Campbell still holding off Shane Terrian. As we go back here, we're going to check out Brian Kelly back here in 13th position right now. He's still battling with Cody Reed. And this is where all the battling is. These guys have given up as Nick Crawford is going to move his way around Cody Reed and Brian Kelly here up here in the 13th position here. And Nick Crawford's going to put himself right outside the top 10 here as we'll see how this all battles out right now. But we also got a battle going back here with Ross Tatum. It looks like, and Ross got loose coming out of the door there. And, Drew Justin Malarkey almost.
I'm just giving everybody else a chance.
Malarkey
hey, Derek, how's it going?
To get on 21 and looked a little bit out of shape, set out of forward as he was trying to get back to the throttle. That's going to be the tough spot as this run progresses on. It's the exit of these corners. Drivers.
So if you like seeing a bunch of cars in front of me, you pick the right one.
You have to be more and more gentle. When you accelerate
during qualifying, hit the wall, so I had to start in the back.
On board with
and then about 7 laps ago, 5, 6, 7 laps ago, something like that.
So what it's like,
I was trying to make a pass.
Interesting thing.
And went too low here in the triangle thing.
Leaner than some of our front
dog leg.
Usually the drivers are wanting to shoot.
And apparently it doesn't like the bumps way down low and about wrecked.
To make sure they get a good exit out of turn 2.
But I only made it up to like 20th.
Try to just center the nose a little bit better. Some drivers early in the run will also shift down to 3rd to find an extra speed out of turn 4. But
I hear you.
Now, the shifting zones, and like it's more of help the acceleration out of the corner for the 8 instead of helping center that nose on the entry of the corner for turn 1.
As we go up here now, let's go.
Is that
moving up?
When is that? I don't know when that is.
And almost ran right.
Is that in February sometime?
As we hop aboard of Cody Reed here right.
Or is that coming up soon?
In 4th gear right now. It's just got Brian Kelly on the outside here battling them as Nick Crawford's in front, and you can see them tires are gone already. You can see him turning the wheel. The front end is just sliding, Sam, as he goes down the back stretch here to go into 3 and 4.
but still willing to fight, not just giving up these positions. You might be surrounded, but this is some great racing by the 25. When we hopped on board, like you said, we saw this thing look out of shape, and it might have lost a few positions. The fight and the willingness to still stay in this fight, to hold your position, and seeing opportunities.
Oh, 10-4.
These tires not feeling as comfortable. You got yourself coming up to 7 laps to go on the stage. You have to take these opportunities if you want to be inside of the top 10, as here's a battle inside of our top 5 in between John Force Jr. and James Scioli for 3rd place. You got Lucky Ducks trying to find a way to get by the 11 machine. And these points crucial to try to go after Gavin Rogers, but Rogers with stage bonus points here, I mean, that just solidifies his championship, regular season championship, even more with these final 4 races after tonight.
That it does. I mean, that's all he needs to do. He's leading every business.
Shoot, about wrecked again.
As we're watching the battle here for 3rd and 4th position here. But yeah, like you said, Galvin Rogers, that's just more points to help him solidify himself to become the, the season, series, what? Not the champion, but the regular points champion, before they head into the playoffs. Is a goal here too here at WSSR here. Drivers they want that bragging rights too going into the playoffs. And not only that, going into the playoffs, Sam, it helps them also with points, wins, bonus points. But that's a little far down the road here, as he's holding his ground right now here, as we see James now solidify that 3rd position. As we'll run up here to Galvin Rogers, and I do apologize, my dog's barking, but as we see Galvin Rogers here in the Next Level Motorsports here running
A pit now,
and
before the stage, I go 2 laps down, won't I?
Again,
so far back.
See, Vince Sora had this bounce back season now after a terrible start. He was the talking point of the league. Didn't have any luck. Discord would blow up every week. He would say something. Ooh, as Rogers got ball there, Sam. But what I was saying is Vince Sora, family, that switch is turned, and he's starting to solidify them spots and getting his top 10s and top 5s.
Yeah, and I know for Vincent Sora, he's getting tired of 2nd place finishes. It is no longer just one league and one series.
Oh, somebody wrecked.
Second, it feels like it's across the
Saved
board. And currently runs 2nd is 51, trying to run down Gavin Rogers with 2 laps to go.
Everybody's tires are giving out now.
If you want these
back here at least
points, you gotta make the pass now.
That's Ross Tatum.
4/10 each lap. It just seems like Sora looking faster and faster, but as Sora,
I wonder if he was involved in that big wreck.
5-6 drivers in the past 3 laps that have looked out of control off the exit of the corners. I saw Nick Crawford have a wicked save through the back leg. Multiple other drivers also have been having some big slides. There's Seth Bolt, who's taking it wide. He's starting to lose the brakes just slightly. But with the stage coming to an end, it's Gavin Rogers who looked strong to keep the points, as Vincent Sora was gaining last lap. Lost all that time that he did gain on the 175. Gavin Rogers on the exit turn 4 will be your Sundance Pizza 160 stage winner. That's the battle for 10th place. Ollie Fonseca wanting to hold steady.
So the tires started to give out there, which was probably, 35 laps, and we still had 60 laps on the tank.
Holding steady.
So if we come out,
1 bonus point for the 24.
and it's 1:10 to go,
That's good points to have for himself. I know the hunt
can't make it, so you got to cut it in half.
A little bit tougher for the 24, but
So 55-55.
I would imagine happy with at least grabbing a point and holding back the top, some of the tougher competition with that.
How do you keep from losing the rear like all of us was here in the back?
Points don't matter if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever it is. Stage points are stage points, and they as long as you can put it together, and finish, that's one position. So that you can finish in 10th, and it's actually 9th because you earn that extra point with that guy behind you. Didn't get an extra point by leading the lap, and so on and so on. As we're watching right now, Galvin Rogers and everybody come down pit road. checking out that nice looking Sundance Pizza 75 machine, the proud sponsor, like you said here, Sam, of tonight's race.
Yeah, tonight's sponsor of the race, Sundance Pizza 160 here tonight.
We'll just have to cut it in half and see what we get.
We're about to get service done. We actually will step away and take our first commercial break of the evening. Your stage winner, Gavin Rogers, hits pit road, gonna get service done. And honestly, tonight, driver showing. We had that one caution on lap 3. They kept.
I got to figure out how not to kill that right rear.
Calm when we return. It's going to be a lot more racing action here in Phoenix as you're currently watching the WSSR Cup Series. And Rogers keeps the top spot as race number 8 of the season. Your Sunday Pizza 160 here in Phoenix. Back with more racing action, and if we aren't back for the restart, don't you worry, we'll be side by side so you don't miss a thing.
All right, man, we're going green next time by. All right, man, line up on the inside row. Catch the 14 car.
So they're calling out their tires. Their percentage and their percentage was worse just by 2 points, and then their temps were 20 degrees hotter than mine.
Get ready. The pace car is in. Green, green, green. The leader just did a 7.728 outside. You're clear high, clear high. Got one outside. All clear, all clear.
Oh, there goes one. He saved it. It's another thing. I got to dodge the big one that's going to happen here. One in front of me.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Let the 17 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out. Let the 17 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out. Let the 13 car by. He had the position when the yellow flag came out. Pit road is now open.
Can't pit and make it from here.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WSSR Cup Series, and you saw it there, back to caution, and it was Jared Talmadge in the 27, trying to stay ahead of the 88 of Drew Jua. Slight contact made by the 88 into the quarter panel of Talmadge, spinning him around and put us right back into a commercial break. And here's the incident, right back into the restart. Drivers side by side, trying to get the positions that they can. And Talmadge trying to stay on the outside, but a little bit too much speed by the 88. Clips the 27, goes around, and closing in is the Hello Kitty machine, who tries to stay on the outside. And I believe he scrapes the outside wall. It was close between Hunter and Talmadge, but kind of shocking to see by Drew Jewell. You don't see that very often. The 88, known for being quick and getting through the field pretty cleanly. Not a slip up there, but Jared Talmadge, great start. He was up in the top 10. Now he's got the long trek of making it through the field, where it looked like a hornet's nest on that restart. Well, a couple of the drivers almost spun around before that function came out. And I got to say, Robert, this is going to be a tough race for drivers that get sent to the back. This is the trouble of Phoenix, is when you get some of those faster drivers dropping to the back, how do they work through the field in a clean fashion when there is just a wall in front of you and nowhere to go?
That's it, Sam. You know, you got a wall in front of you, so you know, just patience. You know, guys are gonna have to have some patience, and you know, you got a faster vehicle, and some cars are running. You know, let them maybe pave the way, and you follow them, or just be patient and you know, let things settle.
Oh yeah, getting a cool 50 frames, 49 frames a second here. 48.
We all know with this next gen car, sometimes you gotta go for it. You gotta give what you can.
You certainly do, and everyone knows these restarts are your best ways.
46.
Heading into pit road.
I can really tell too.
For the field, currently up front, it's Gavin Rogers, Vincent Sora, John Forbes Jr., James Scott, and Shane Terrian, as well as Ken Campbell, your top 6. I want to say thank you to those that are watching with us here tonight on your Wednesday evening with the WSSR Cup Series.
Clear low, clear low.
The field gets ready to go back to Green Flag action for your Sundance Pizza 160 here at Phoenix. We're back to green, and it's Gavin Rogers up front, looking for the good run for himself, trying to pull away as quickly as possible as Vincent Sora, John Forbes, they continue to go back and forth. Biggest winner, though, from the stage caution.
Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file.
Up to fourth, trying to stay in front of James Sky, only the best that he can, but the rest of the field side by side as they roar through. Remember, this is looking a lot cleaner than that last restart. I see that early caution, and I might just jinxed us. There goes GT Rosari. Oh, huge wreck. Danny Cochran, the one who gets piled around. And the commentator's curse does exist. It does, and it's shown right there.
That it does, as it looked like Danny Cochran involved into this one here, and we back in the replay. Oh, gotta go back a little farther. Go back and replay here, Sam, to see exactly what happened to Danny here. I don't know if he got loose or if somebody you know, helped him come around.
I got a little bit of help, and it's going to be by the 25 of Cody.
Get enough pace laps, and everybody be able to make it to the end.
The driver on the inside trying to stay low, clips into the 2 of Danny Cochran, but there's a lot more traffic piling in. You're going to see Nick Crawford, GT Rosari, but it's these late contacts of seeing Christopher Wade, also Ross Tatum. The bigger contacts as everyone else trying to come to a halt. Andrew Medlin saying hello with the 12 machine come to a complete stop before everyone starts rolling, but small little dings here and there. Looked a lot more aggressive in the current of watching as Joseph Malarkey has a black flag that he's going to have to serve the field. Lucky not that there isn't any required damage from those incidents.
I don't think there's any reason to fit. Of course, I can't now, but
it looks like it does look like you Justin Malarkey there did.
About 10 laps, I think, is going to be where we can get fuel and make it to the end.
Clear as we are under
about 100 laps, I think.
See here what those do.
Thank you, Derek.
Race report here. Right now, we're at 4 caution Sams. 11 laps right now of caution laps. So
we'll get the calculator ready. We'll
all right, man, we're going green.
Or, you know, stage. So
calculate how many laps we go.
Incidents of yellows 73 right now. For Phoenix with 1 laps completed, not too bad.
No, I mean that's not bad at all. That we've seen in the past, it's kind of been a lot worse than that. As the field, you know, I think everyone kind of knew there was a range you were looking for, anywhere from 16 to 7. It was kind of the range we were going to be seeing here tonight, but it seems like right now it's a lot of aggressive passes going forward. Just knowing that early in the run is your best chance to get a lot of these passes made.
I don't know if I'll be able to type it in.
These drivers are willing to be patient on this restart. Are we going to see the same that we've seen for the last 2, where it's go for the dive bomb move? And what the issue is, the reason why these cautions could be blossoming and ballooning into more and more.
It's got to be less than 0.2
each time
a lap.
we go through these green flag, quick caution, green flag, quick caution.
It'll be 100.
Get colder, and it will cause these to be slipping just slightly more until they build the heat back up, or they've got that maximum grip on track. So we'll see how this restart's going to be given.
Oh no, they wrecked. Is that a wreck?
As we are about to be back.
Oh, they saved it.
Gavin Rogers taking off of that Sundance Pizza 75 machine for your Sundance Pizza 160 here at Phoenix. Gavin Rogers once again.
20 gallons.
2 by 2 all the way through.
I didn't make a full lap. I can't tell how much gas I used there.
On a few other drivers, but further on back. A lot of drivers being pushed around for themselves, losing to big positions with Zach Ball, who's dealing with his damage. Same for Danny Cochran into 2, spun around in the background once again. And it just is a never-ending cycle as Danny brings out another caution. And being pushed around happens for the second time.
Anybody else pits? I might pit here. It's getting close.
Wow. We'll go back here on the replay. See exactly what happened.
I think it's going to be less than 100.
See him coming through here. See here, you got.
We're close, though.
GT behind him there, Sam? Oh, yeah, GT.
Oh, big GT just had the nose. Danny was trying to block off that run. Little late.
Yeah, we get one more of those. I might think about it.
From the 2, again, he's got Ross staying to the inside. 14 feet here.
I'd really like to see how much a wide open lap would.
And he gets that outside wall on the entry, which woes him up.
So we got to get at least 2 laps in.
The launch off
road is closed. Car 12.
See, tries
lucky dog. Let him by on the
middle.
outside.
Late block to Ross. Late block to GT, and away he goes to the 2.
Yeah, that's not recommend. Yeah, well, we'll see here as Danny just brought out the next caution here as we're going to go back 5 here, ladies and gentlemen, as Danny is now down in pit road getting tires and getting some of that fixed here as wow, there's music playing down on pit road.
Yeah, a few drivers getting repairs done. It's going to be 20th on back. Going to get damage repairs. That's Nick Crawford, Josh.
24 ain't going to let me buy, is he?
Tires and fuel. And then a couple of drivers, Justin Malarkey, Ross Tatum, getting some extra damage repair. Same for Zach Ball, Sam Garcia, Danny Cochran, Andrew Medlin, who kind of needed those damage repairs. 3 drivers, though, officially out of this race. Tyler Dangler, Brian Noel, and Chad Williams all have called it an evening so far. Tyler Dangler, I believe, has a blown engine. He's been in pit road for most of the race, trying to get those repairs done. So only 28 drivers going to be out there on track, but only a total of 26 on the lead lap with Gavin Rogers up front. And this
what's happening?
The normal trend. The only race that we have seen drivers that got the pole that didn't lead the most laps was the last time we ran here back in season 8. That was when we were running the ARCA cars that were in the Gen 4 weird extra horsepower era of iRacing, where iRacing accidentally gave extra horsepower to ARC cars, which now is turned into the Gen 4 model. That's getting an update soon here on iRacing. And that race where Brian Hicksonbaugh got the pole, didn't lead the most laps, but all of the other times we ran, the 4 out of 5, driver that has the pole leads the most laps. Right now, Gavin Rogers about to take that crown.
What is going on?
These next about 14 laps.
All clear, all
clear. The driver with the most laps led, so see how Gavin Rogers prays here for these next couple laps, trying to get that extra bonus point on top of his stage win. As we are back to green flag action.
Still there.
And it is once again survival mode. Field has been warned by the admins. Let's try to calm down and get a long run if possible. And Robert, this is the worry. They're already 3 wide, battling for that 10th place position.
I was just ready to say, Sam. Admin said, let's calm down. Let's do a green flag running. What do? They go 3 wide here with Larry and Seth and Ryan Kelly. He says Ryan Kelly's going to back out of that. And Seth really dives that car in there and pushed up in front of Larry, and Larry gave him room to be able to do that. So good racing there, then heads up from Larry Lee.
Yeah, seeing Larry yellow so odd. See, usually is running red machines out on track, changing up the colors for this evening's race. Says Sentinel. I think he wants to get back to 3 wide racing, put the nose underneath Terry and also Ken Campbell, who have been 2 wide almost all race. Noel, though, wants to get up front. This down some good qualifying pace as he had 2 invalidated lap times that forced him to start all the way back in 30th position here tonight. It's been the march forward for this 57. He's now inside the top 10, now putting the pressure to get close to the top 5. And Seth Knoll is the driver on the move to watch out for if you're the leaders. As Ken Campbell side traps, put pinches, and then a slip through 3 and 4 in the 57, keeping the nose ahead over Campbell as they go into turn 1.
Some side-by-side, great racing there, great side-by-side action there, and Ben Campbell can put his hand out, touch that 57 car if he wanted to there. As we're watching them now, as Seth is finally gonna back off, get behind Ken Campbell, as we got 700 now looking behind Seth there, as Ryan Kelly's gonna run high. But here's a driver that we have not talked about all late yet. Here is Christopher Norris now showing his way up into here, Sam.
A quiet night from Christopher Norris usually means it's been a pretty good night. The 38 is doing just that. Currently runs 10th position, hop on board with, and run in this 10th spot. Started all the way in last, 31st position. And do the same one. March the 7th always done. And what a driver to follow in front of me.
That outside line is just so dominant.
Put those tire cracks. Exactly what Christopher Norris trying to run. And he's, that's a pretty good lesson to have. Seth Gold, very well decorated iRacing driver, known to be inside of the top tier of racers you'll find on the service. And if you're following one of those drivers, you're kind of getting small little lessons here and there. And Christopher Norris, for biggest mover, second biggest mover to Nolan. It's a great job with the skirt home.
Well, that's the key too. As we're watching him right now, running up here in 10th position, but got Cedric Hunter right now trying to figure out how to get around Seth here. But yeah, it's a good way of learning some stuff there, Sam. You get some of these faster drivers, you sit behind them, you watch what they do, you watch their brake movements when they get back to the gas, how they brake, things like that, and you can take little tidbits, and hopefully apply it to your race or learn as you as you race here, as we're on lap 60 right now of 160. So we got a little under 100 laps to go here.
Yeah, a little bit under 100 laps to go, and do have an update for one of our drivers, Danny Cochran, has now disconnected from the server. The two calling it a night after 2 rough restarts for the 2 machine. Now, pretty much so far, Gavin Rogers, he is being pressured currently for that lead position. Vincent Sora not giving as much space as he did during stage 1. I'm going to say 51-75. That duel is going to be an all-night hunt. I think it might if we have a green flag.
Oh, my teammates are talking crap in here.
Better strategy of exiting pit road better, and who also has the fresher tires as the battle for the lead. We see it on screen. It's Gavin Rogers at Sundance.
Oh my goodness, I was not paying attention to the breaking point on that one.
Has been right on that back bumper, sitting on green just a few laps ago.
Exactly what you said there. Right on his bumper here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I'm just keeping an eye right now, Sam, on their lap times, and right now we'll see what they do going by this time by. And let's see here. Gavin Rogers runs a 27.8 with Vincent Sora running a 27.9, and that's a low 9. So, they're literally right on top of each other. Now, the question comes down to, like you said, who can save the tires? Maybe, or if you're Vincent Sora, maybe push Gavin Rogers.
It's a really good looking color red on that car.
And he wants to, and make him burn up that right front tire or the right rear, and just maybe you'll be able to get him here as we see that going down in the turn 3 here.
Going down into the corner, Vincent Sora, Gavin Rogers, the fun song and dance going back and forth, putting the pressure on that back bumper. The thing is, here at Phoenix, it's so hard to make a pass completely. You can get a good launch into a corner, or be more aggressive to the corner. Feel like you should rather than make a pass, but it's the exit. You have to carry
I was following Nick, because it looks like he knows what he's doing long run.
But he did show an attempt.
And then Cody over here
Every attempt to work those four.
going to the front.
Back into the fight as they're within striking distance if a mistake is made. As Sora runs just in line, and I think at this moment that one had said they have to just settle in and give it a good try. Now it's down to, okay, how much of that pressure really is affecting Gavin Rogers? Because honestly, at this moment, Robert, I'm not seeing a big thing that's unsettling this 75. He's just running his own race, and it's down to Vincent Sora, who's going to have to make the big move to get this 75 out of shape or force a mistake to keep ruffling up those feathers.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, maybe he's going to have to rustle up his feathers here. We'll have to see what Vincent does here towards the end of it. But if I was him right now, I would just stay behind him and just ride. I mean, there's really no reason to pass. Not only that, as we're into nighttime here, Sam, these guys' lap times, like you said, the top 4 all the way back to Drew are right there, under a second right now back to and in the 88 running position. And their lap times is just watching. They're all in, right on top of each other on lap times. So, comes down to the question is some people out there that watch and go, well, why don't you just run a little harder and pass? Easier said than done when you are running, just tenths off of each other, with the top 4 like that. And it's hard to pass.
It certainly is hard to pass, but there's one driver who has been making moves in the middle of the field who I want to give a note to. He's inside of the top 10 now. At one moment was 8th, got spun out, fell all the way back to outside the top 20. Currently running in 9th, it's Jarrett Talmadge in that SpongeBob machine. He was one of the starting factors after our stage came out. We were in that long spree of cautions that were coming out. The 27 was part of the first caution that came out. And he's done a fabulous job working his way forward up to 9th. And I've been looking at his pace. He's been very close to similar speed to 5th place runner of James Scioli. I think for this 27, he's got some pace that can put him close to that 5th place position at the end of this run. The question is, though, how much tire wear have you burned off to this point? I think if you're Talmadge, everyone's on the same set of
that's going to turn it into a long run.
So he could be a threat to watch out for a very good finish at the end of time.
And he could. Have to see how that all works out for him here tonight. Yeah, we'll see as he's trying to hold off, trying to catch Seth, and never mind.
Ollie Fonseca in the 24 spun around at the 25th position. Looks like trouble between Ollie and GT Irizarry as they were battling for 19th place. Talked about drivers ruffling each other's feathers. Well, this is one way to do it. It's going to be going out of turn number 4 on this upcoming lap. They're going to go down into turn number 1 and 2. You can see GT get right on that back bumper. Like I talked about, some drivers feel like you can push into the corner a lot faster, and it just gives you this momentum and thought, I can make this pass being made. Ollie with the more turning into the corner a little bit later. Irizarry puts his foot in the throttle, takes up and goes. Zach gets involved. There's the overcorrection. And Kanata gets involved, and that's going to be bringing out the caution here as we are almost to halfway. We're going to be at the halfway zone as we take the restart, but caution flags out. This is that reset if you're Jarrett Talmadge.
That's it. Go.
The rest of the field into pit road to get service done.
Reset for Jarrett Talmadge, like you said, that's something he needed. Fell all the way in the back, worked his way all the way back into the top 10. You were just talking about it, Sam. You said all you need is that yellow and you can get back on the same set of tires. Well, there you go, Jarrett Talmadge. Now let's see if he can work his way up through the field and get up here with James and John Forbes and Vincent Sora and Galvin Roberts.
Temps were really good.
Crawford too, moving up to 2nd position. Will he take 2 tires?
Let's see what happened to Gavin Rogers. I think he might have slid through his box. This is a big loss of time for the 27. And he did. Gavin Rogers overstepped his pit box, had to back up, and from the lead goes back to 5th place. Nick Crawford taking 2 tires, moves up to 2nd. The gambles, the mistakes, those are little things that can be costly. And Rogers, that was not the pit stop you needed, because being the lead driver, he had so much control. Now he's going to show if he's got passing power, because this is the first time Rogers will not be starting up front.
Yeah, this is going to be the first time, and sliding through your pit box, Sam, that's easier said than done, right? I mean, you get on the brakes, and all of a sudden, you got heated tires that cool down. You don't have much grip already as it is, down on pit road, and all of a sudden you hit the brakes and it just slides right through, and you got to hit that reverse and try to back up and get in there as fast as you can. But I want to see how this all plays out for Nick Crawford too, taking 2 tires.
Really gonna have to conserve tire this one if we're gonna go the full
gets loose.
full length.
Can he stay up here with these guys here on the long run? Only time will tell, so stay tuned.
If you've ever watched Crawford on either Monday nights or here on Wednesday nights, this is Crawford's MO. It is taking gambles. He knows that he's put
Clear low, clear low.
Got
one inside.
Brent's here tonight. The only driver to take 2 tires on this pit stop. It rewards him up to second place. Vincent Sora rewarded because of the mistake by the 75 with the lead. John Force, huge push to the 51. They're able to both take first and second immediately. So Crawford, he's already floundering for third as Vincent Sora is loving the position he's in. Jared Talmadge, though, falls to 6th place for the 75.
That back on position. We'll see as he's going to work his way inside of his way inside. Oh, it's out.
I think a lot of people did there.
Seth in that number 57 as we got Nick Crawford on 2 tires.
That's going to be the 17 of Chris Stitz. Big slide for himself. He's fallen all the way down to 24th, 25th, still going backwards. We stay green.
There's another one.
The racing surface, so no yellow flag is thrown. But a big slide for the 17. Drivers, though, in trouble. Gavin Rogers, he doesn't have the clean air, and he's losing positions quickly. He's now back to 8th place, not to be falling back to 9th. And Christopher Norris with a big slide.
I like my left front up.
We still are green, as drivers are practically wanting a yellow at this point for the way that they're sliding around.
And Gavin Rogers are probably yelling, please, please bring out the yellow, as he's slipping back, like you said. He gets in that dirty air, and that goes to tell you, clean air out front means a lot here at Phoenix in these next-gen vehicles here, as he's now battling here with Ken Campbell on the outside here, and Ken Campbell's
slight contact. Slight contact, brushing up that 75, and Kevin Rogers falls back to 8th, and now he's on threat behind him. It's Shane Terry and Jared Talmadge, but Rogers, Ken, that is not a combo that you see getting into one another. Ken Campbell, I'm trying to get involved with the drivers, but it's tough with this next-gen car, but there's a big crossover move by the 75, using the gravity, using that dog leg to perfection, and making the pass cleanly. I think Ken giving it up just a little bit more. Behind, though, Jared Talmadge big slide for the 27. We stay green once again. In front, Nick Crawford slides off the exit of turn 2. There's just drivers losing spots and positions all over the place here tonight. As this last
I might somehow get a top 15.
Robert, with the ways that these drivers are just losing it.
We got so much action going on right now, I can't keep up with it all. I'm shocked that you can hear as it's battling back here. But yeah, I mean, maybe there is a full moon that decided to come out here, as we'll bring up the weather here tonight, Sam, for everybody to be able to see. And you know, the weather actually looks pretty decent.
It's been decent. It's been stable. The one thing that hasn't been stable, though, is the wind. It's been shifting up and down, slightly into the 10 miles per hour range.
Well, that changes.
Per hour, and that
nothing.
Shift the wind when it dramatically shifts. That can throw out these vehicles ever so slightly. But also just the way that these tires are reacting on the restarts. I know for Nick Crawford, trouble, but caution's going to be.
Would it be worth it to get tires?
In the back, and it's the 16 of
probably not.
Nada in 26th position.
Let's see what they do.
He might have been the driver that brought out this yellow after a slide off the exit of turn number 2. And trying to stay ahead of Semi Garcia. We're 23rd position, just little bit too much on the throttle off the exit of the corner, and loses the rear end, tries to lock down on the brakes to straighten it out. It's 2 sideways when it got back on the racing surface. We're going to be seeing it here down into turn 1. Garcia really putting the pressure on the back bumper as the 16 gets throttles up, gets on the apron, and that transitional phase gets the 16 loose, and the 21 passing by that. So throws the caution out.
Pit road is closed.
Reset them. Try it again. For some of the drivers are loving this yellow because it's giving them time to get repairs for those that have been in caution.
There's 2 cars that happened to. I don't know. Yeah.
For those up front, I would imagine they're kind of slightly nervous with how these last 2 restarts have been, with the ways the drivers have been snapping loose this is a worry if you're in the middle of the field of, is it going to be you or someone around you? It's going to snap loose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Words right out of my mouth, Sam. I was thinking it when you brought it up, you know. Some of these drivers are like, yeah, I needed that yellow. And then others are like, man, I don't know. I mean, this last restart, that was just hairy all the way around. Vehicles just snapping loose, you know, all over the place. And I'm sure Nick Crawford, he's going to go down. I do believe, did he make a pit stop? Because if he didn't, I would get off of them 2 tires. I don't think that was... Oh, man, I don't think them 2 tires
next time by.
Oh,
line up on the outside road.
He stays out. The only drivers that went into pit road, Chris Stitz, Christopher Norris, we both saw them have big slides. They both decided to come into pit road and get tires for the both of them. Also, Zach Hull came into pit road, get more damage repair. Same for Malarkey and Tatum, Garcia, and Andrew Medlin. All getting repairs done. For Christopher Wade, not Wade, but Chris Stitz, excuse me, Wade's teammate, taking 4 tires. Curious on how that's going to be assisting the 17 and trying to make his way forward. Or are cold tires just an issue overall and it really doesn't matter on your wear and tear? That's going to be something to watch out for. Can those drivers further on back on fresher, about let's say 10 lap fresher tires, 8 green flag lap fresher tires? We'll see how well they can work their way through the field, or is it just the fresh air that's king at this current moment? Gavin Rogers was able to get back up to 6th place, but can he stay there is the question on this restart. As this restart is in the hands of 51 of Vincent Sora. John Forbes will be on the outside. Drew Jua in 3rd with Seth Knowles, James Scioli, Rogers, Campbell, and Co. all behind and ready to go as it's Drew Jua giving another massive shove. That 3rd place driver just is always in the back bumper of the leader. And Vincent Sora gets the push, gets the shove, holds on for now, but Drew Jua in the 88, he wants this lead bad as he sticks down below, almost fully clear from the 11 machine, but everyone else slicing it nice and behind.
Boy, that 88, like you said, he does move to...
I ain't got no right front.
Now he's...
Sounds like that behind me got more right front. Is that new tires?
Perfectly. He knows when to step in that gas pedal and go here right now, as you can see these guys sliding all around in the back. That's Vincent Sora's.
Ollie ain't got right front. Holy crap, he's using me to make the turn.
And Darian, one of the few drivers in the Willis field that does have a car to their inside or outside. And into turn number 3. Team behind Larry Yankee as well as Nick Crawford trying to make their way forward, but in front, Ken Campbell, Scioli, all trying to see where to go, but it's the biggest mover of the day, starting back at 30th. Now up to 4th, Seth Knoll trying to go back-to-back on wins. He was the favorite tonight just because of how quick he was last week. And Dom,
that almost got me.
Do you know how to drive a car?
Got to put a handicap in the fact that he struggled with qualifying. No, none of his laps counted.
You're a danger to everybody on the
practically in last place. The 57 has done a masterclass on how to win the field and having the knowledge of how to pass drivers with 30 air. It's going to be critical to watch out for in trouble behind. For some drivers, it looked like it was Jared Talmadge. Big slide as he lost time and a huge scare around. Larky and Co. watching the drivers in front. It is who can survive through these corners as the exits have been very tough as the run progresses on.
So we're watching Cody Reed right now.
No.
And GT Arizari, as he was involved in a couple.
He roughed me up a little bit.
Trying to rebound back in his event here tonight. As he got Thompson there in front of him, and Cody Reed's going to look at the high side and get that run on the outside. Oh, nope, it's going to scrape the wall a little bit, and then right behind him is Chris hit them new fresh tires there, and he really hasn't made up much ground yet on them fresh tires there, Sam.
You give him these 3 passes so far, but if you're Stitz, yes, you have a slight advantage. It's not a big advantage on these tires, so you still need to slowly take any opportunities that are given in front of you. And I think that's why we're not seeing really the 17 be as aggressive as he wants. Also recognizing we still have a lot of racing to go. Yes, we're closing in on 65 laps left in this race, but anything could happen in those 65 laps. You don't want to just throw away your race now. You're feeling like Superman with the freshest set of tires, but up front, I'm giving him his flowers. Gavin Rogers, that last restart the previous one, the one we just had, was an absolute nightmare for the 75. This go around, much better. He's up 2 spots from where he started on that restart up to 4th. And on Sentinel, I think, yeah, Rogers might be figuring out his dirty air and how to run around some of these drivers a lot better than he was, like I said, on that last restart.
Yep, starting to look like he's starting to figure it out, like you said there, Sam. And, you know, when you're leading the race and you got that clean air, and you see right now, this is sort of going away, with that clean air, you get back in this dirty air, it changes the character of the car, it changes the way the car handles, reacts into the turns, and, you know, you got to adjust to that, and sometimes it takes
okay, so that's new tire.
laps to figure that part out, and it's
so 10 laps does that.
Laps to figure it out, but right now,
so that's not too
I
bad.
think Calvin Rogers there has figured it out profoundly, and it's starting to look like he's going to try to work his way back up through the field here.
How many do I got left?
Maybe just sit in the back here and you know,
2.
sweep a little bit as we're about 7, 160.
Maybe wait and see how the tires react, or see an opportunity to find the balance and strength. Also, you might be wondering what the blinking on our ticker board was for a second there. 3 Ryan Kelly have really wicked internet issues. He's been blinking in and out for most of the evening. Currently runs in 11th position. A lot of drivers around the 3 are concerned because he keeps disappearing and reappearing. Same for GT Rizari. It's been a long. Right on board with this 75. Got real close there, Robert. Almost didn't make the pass, but this 75 machine, Gavin Rogers, the Sundance Pizza machine, you know when you're one of the sponsored drivers of this series,
what the
you've
fuck
got
are you
the
mad
race
about? You
being
wrecked
sponsored
yourself.
by you. There's just a little bit of something more that
Oh, for sure, Derek.
race, especially for
man, I
Rogers,
don't know
knowing
about
that
that.
this is one of
Bit and hope that half the field doesn't.
wants this win so bad though.
Yeah, you know, if you're in the Phoenix area, make
Check
sure
the
you
replay
check
before
out,
you
you
start
know,
giving a shit.
Sundance Pizza, look them up in the local area, and they are around it.
Who are you talking to?
You know, hot sub or, you know,
I'm talking to you.
cheesesteak, nice pizza.
I don't believe you were a part of
A
what's going
series
on.
of
Where are
bad
you?
things happened.
Broadcasting, if it's not Robert.
I don't know, but you're
talking
being
about
annoying,
food,
so.
and I think Sam brought that into me.
Kind of like you.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Blame that on me, but
Well, you brought it up.
I mean, we're just talking about the sponsor. That's all that it was.
Messed up qualifying,
Yeah, that's true, but
self-spun.
talked about some kind of food here, but yeah, right now, like you said, there,
Don't know how to drive this car and track.
I noticed too, though, Calvin Rogers and Luke Wood, they're both running a different line. They're in 1 and 2 compared to 4 up earlier. What he was doing, he's running just a little bit higher to get that clean air off that, you know, from that.
And that's the big thing, except clean air. You are always searching for where there is air on the front bumper that can help you get through the corners. As Sentinel goes a little bit wide, an opportunity shows for Gavin Rogers, strikes to the inside, but when you're that inside driver, you can, it's so hard to get the better launch off the exit of the corners and fully get that pass. You look deeper in the field, drivers side by side battling back and forth. And this is currently the battle that's happening. We're 11th position between Ryan Kelly and Tom Sinjak. Sinjak 1, 2, 3 get by.
Yeah, this one in Dover's my worst.
That's the drivers that are on top of one another from about 9th all the way back to around 17th place. They're just looking for an opportunity to make pass.
Looking at, we got a rebound there from 48. He's trying to go, but look who's starting to move up through the field as Nick Crawford on 2 tires is unfortunately starting to fade back there, Sam. But anyways, that's 17 of, hang on there, GT. I thought he was going to try to make it 3 wide there, but Chris Stent is slow moving his way up through the field there with crushed tires.
Chris Stent's really been looking at the patience he's showing right now. It's going to help move forward. 5 for the 17 and 17th position. It's now up 4 spots from rank 105, and using these tires to perfection as others are starting to fall away. He still has that grip underneath them. GT is
yeah.
impressive drivers, but
3-in-1 league.
one of the better surprise runs. Zach Paul.
I tried to get the 3 if it's available. It wasn't available in this league, so I took the 8.
You know, didn't qualify where he wanted, qualified 18th.
Well, those are new tires too.
Qualified 16th.
A lot of new tires.
18. one machine's got some work to try to continue going forward, but I'm looking at his pace compared to those that are around him, and all running very similar lap times. I don't think his race is completely over, but it really is going to come down to.
But Zach on new tires, he didn't make it far. That guy who just passed me, Justin, he made up a lot of track time behind me.
But all running for a top 15, it is still wide open.
See if he can keep going by passing people.
It might come down to strategy, pit stop.
But Zach, he's stalled out.
We'll have to see.
These cars are so bad to where you can't pass.
For that,
at a certain point, you just kind of get whatever track position you're in.
On lap 3 of the race, and he got spun around again there in the middle of the race, and he's slowly got his damage fixed back here, running where he basically qualified. And we'll see how that all plays out as he's working.
I'm just sliding mine around.
Right now, they're trying to take over that 17th position here, Sam.
There it is, trying. It is difficult at this moment. You're seeing Nick Crawford really struggling at this moment for the 74. He's just trying to keep this thing underneath him as GT Rizari getting a nice show of the blinking green front. But looking back, Nick Crawford, every lap is an unknown of is he going to wiggle or not? And I feel like we're closing in on that spot.
He about lost it.
Probably 5 laps.
He did lose it.
We're going to be in a position where most of the field is going to be questioning.
That was new tires, too.
Sliding off the edge of these corners. As the heat builds up, the tire wear falls away. It's all about who can stay with these tires underneath them. But talking about that, there goes Bolarkey into the outside wall for the 73. He keeps that nose pointing straight after the contact with the wall, so we stay green.
Man, Ryan, you're looking bad.
73 machine is jumped, and he has got a long way to go to get to pit road.
Yeah.
As it's off the exit of turn number 2. To cross the line, about to be going into turn number 1. Putters are found, and just as talking about, you need to keep the tires underneath you. 73 pulls apart.
That's Nick Crawford in front of me who took 2 tires, so he got punished hard.
After that contact,
he made up a lot of track positions, but now he's right there in front of me. I think he started like 5th.
Without having a state break or a caution, so the field knows these tires are going to get tougher and tougher. And Robert, I'm curious for those that are up front, who's got the pace to try to run down Vincent Sora, because the clean air, based on what we're seeing right now, it's just too strong. If you're the leader, you're running in your own zip code, even with the drivers trying to keep up with you.
You got one outside.
Right now, driver.
All clear, all clear.
I was riding.
I don't know. Again, it's all about tires. Within the next 5, 10 laps here, these tires are going to start slipping and sliding. What drivers save the tires?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely true.
What's catching me interesting with the clean air, we watched Vincent's.
At one point in time, I started thinking more of how do you drive this thing if it was like a road car, and I got better at that point.
What I'm trying to get at.
But then something happened, and I got worse.
He was out front. He did pull away as much as Vincent Sora, so I wonder, Vincent Sora just has that overall speed more than, Galvin Rogers out in the clean air, or was Galvin Rogers actually just staying out front?
I can't even really drive it on road courses either, so.
I've been sure of both, of trying to save tires and also just trying to run to a certain point of a race. Usually for Galvin Rogers,
need more seat time in it.
For that first stage, he was trying to stay ahead as
this once a week thing ain't really helping me out.
Catch him in the long run. His current moment, Rogers runs back in 6th place. John Forbes able to run, keep ahead of Noel. And here's where Stitz is. He's finally cracked the top 10.
It's showing since I'm running about 20th.
And look at him now. He's going to work probably around Larry there soon.
It's fine. That's now going to be up to 9th place for Chris Stitz. He's now got the 9 machine of Shane Terrian ahead. And to get to that patience route, when we were talking early in the run about, hey, these drivers have fresh rubber. Why aren't they making big passes? They're saving their rubber for this exact moment. When everyone else is struggling, they have to back off and not get back on the field as quickly. If you protected your tires at this point of the race, you are going to be thriving if you get back on the throttle, keep good pace on the straightaways, And that's exactly what we're seeing here from Chris Stitz as he's trying to set up a pass on the 9 machine and Terrian currently holds steady.
Stay low.
Chris Stitz looks promising that he's going to be able to get by these next two drivers and hoping to get by Kent Campbell.
I kind of kicked out in front of him there.
Maybe.
I didn't mean to do that. I meant to keep low.
Before this race is over, but we're coming down to the end of this thing, about to be 40 laps to go. And Robert, it's kind of crazy how quick this race is kind of in a blink of an eye. We're into the second half. Green flag racing, really, these Phoenix races can go away quickly. So you get to see good racing around the track. That's not a little bit of pit and option and pace simulator runs that Phoenix sometimes breeds.
Very, very true there, Sam. But that said, as we're getting ready to go, we should hit our very last commercial here, until the end of the race. We're going to wait for a little bit longer until pit stops.
I mean, if we want to throw it to commercial, this probably be our last time to do it. These guys get a little bit antsy on some of the moves, and let's take a quick side-by-side commercial break. You won't miss a thing, as we will, like I said, stay side-by-side. For us up the booth, we will step for our final commercial break of the evening. You're watching the WSSR Cup Series.
The leader did a 28.501.
Season 10 is underway. You're watching Sundance Pizza 160 in Phoenix. We'll be back after this with more Phoenix action.
Oh, there goes one.
Never gonna work. I was in the wrong gear. Sorry about that, homie. Try to keep it off of you.
Got one outside. Still there. The leader just did a 28.526.
Dang it.
Stay low.
Slid the rear.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side. Stay low. All clear, all clear.
I'm sorry, Larry. That's not my intention.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WSSR Cup Series on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. I say thank you to Trophy Smack and GTR Simulators. And for just joining us, well, we've had some pockets of green flag racing, pockets of caution-filled action. And right now, we've been on a green flag run for the past about 40 laps. It's been fun action to see here for the Sundance Pizza 160 at Phoenix Raceway. Currently, it's Vincent Sora after making the pass over Gavin Rogers on a pit road. His 51 has not looked back. Rogers, though, currently trying to find a way to go forward, but is heading backwards. Now falls to 10th place. Under fire, being passed by a few other
I can look back at it. I'm taking 100%
up front. Sora's feeling good, but it is everyone trying to find a way to get by the 75 machine. As Rogers just looks out of sorts at this current moment, as also other drivers having trouble. As John Forbes Jr., as he had a big slide contact between himself and Drew Jua.
Good news is some cars are coming back to me.
Same spot that he hit with Jared Talmadge.
Could we possibly get a top 10 here?
He somehow stayed green, but the 11 goes from trying to stay in second to now fall. I mean, staying, in 6th, now all the way down to 12th.
Wow, that is that's a loss, but yeah, I mean, we'll have to see if that Levy can rebound back, as these tires are now probably going to start to be evil here at these guys right now. But I've also seen, Rogers, he did hit the wall there, Sam. So how much damage and did that put on that 75? If any, as right there, he just scraped it again.
Outside wall, front end. But crazy just slightly can help you straighten out. They will cost pace.
Push it over the limit there.
Way forward, that's against the opposite track.
Too much will.
He runs 13th position. He's being challenged behind on the inside on the gate of Ryan McCann. McCann, one of the bigger movers of the day, 14 spots from right side. Driving. Also, some of our other biggest movers of the day. Cody Reed,
one outside.
19 positions. Christopher Morris up 22. They run 9th and 10th currently.
You're clear high.
James Harriet and second runner going back and forth for 7th and 8th place. But the biggest mover of the day, Seth Knoll, runs in second.
I gotta let that right rear get cooled down a little bit.
Sora.
That or pass him on the outside.
Laps to go. Sora just wants this race to stay clean and green as the duels all around the field continue on. Again, it's Shane Terrian, Cedric Hunter, back and forth. Hunter still not even get the better exit that he's looking for in the 9. Keeps steady for 7th.
Oh, that's it. He stays steady for 7th. The Cedric Hunter is going to take it low. Shane Terrian running a completely different line than Cedric Hunter here. But, get exiting these corners here. If you can pitch that car down low and not let them get that run off the corner, is right now is your friend here right now. Like you said, with 30 laps to go.
The top side just pulls.
Laps here to go.
All clear.
So we'll have to see how this all plays out, as Cody Reed and Christopher Norris now are going to get nose to tail here and see if they can catch up here to Shane Terrian and they're saying.
Stay high.
Cody also Gavin Rogers. He's fallen back to the battle for 12. Thompson check. Brian McCann about to be trying to make the pass over the 75. Rogers, his pace is off. Way off from where it was.
Is that Gavin behind me? What has happened to his car?
The last lap was the full second.
He's the fast guy.
Off of Vincent Sora, our leader. It's about to be falling outside for top 15. Continues to run low. And for the field, they have laps to go. 26 laps to go before this race is over. And it would come down to patience. So,
I'm with the
how have
exact
you
same thing,
protected
Zach.
your tires to make it to the end of this run?
The lead
It's
is
Sora now over 3 seconds per set pole as the race progresses forward. Our top around the battle for 4th all the way back to 20th, all within 6 seconds.
I don't know. He usually doesn't do that.
2/10 here.
That seems like heart damage there.
There's only a few drivers with a big gap in between. It is really everyone on top of each other.
And as they're spread out here, we'll have to see how this all plays out. But right now, I think the call in the race, if we stay green here, is actually that 17 machine here, Sam. Got 10 laps better tires than anybody else right now, and it's actually starting to show all the way up to 50.
Well, that's John Forbes Jr. He's fast too. What the hell?
Yeah,
I guess they did burn their stuff up.
it's both Storm Motorsports and
As I almost wrecked.
last season into this season. We weren't
You'll
sure
never
if they're
get
going to
past.
find that luck changing factor. Luck has not been on their side. They both, for the whole entire team as a whole, that's Christopher Wade, Andrew Medlin, Tim Campbell, Chris Stitz. It seemed like every race that they would show good pace, they would get caught up in a mess. But these last few races, it's been seeing Ken Campbell find a little bit more comfort zone on how he's running, as well as now start to see Chris Stitz. Good strategy call on his part. After a big slide, opportunity to head into pit road and change those tires and put him in a spot where he's now can be driving for a top 5 finish, as slipping up and now having the challenge of Drew Jewett back side by
It's
side.
not your
with
fault. I'm just the
17.
fucking roadblock.
Solidify that position, as well as a pass was made for second place James Scioli in
I was going to try to get out your way, but any more left or right, my car would have
I was
lost
going to be
it.
the driver 4 seconds off
You're
of
good. I
Vincent
tried to
Sora,
do
who
that.
is still
Got one
putting down
outside.
burner lap times. And Robert,
Stay low, there's a
you were
car on the
talking
high
about
side.
for the longest time pit road, pit stops.
Stay low.
We weren't given a fuel number
Can't fucking
call of
believe
how
myself
long
right
they
now.
could go, but
How about right?
Still there?
the pace that I'm seeing from Vincent Sora and James Scioli compared to the rest of the field,
What else?
this
Yeah, I'll
race
talk to
could
the
come
therapist.
down to
Still
fuel
there.
and who's
I'm
got
to
it.
the therapist now.
Yeah, if they keep up the pace and maybe they'll back off, and try to save some fuel. Again, we weren't given the number of tonight's
Stay low,
race
there's a car
here. They do run 100% fuel, so not too sure how far they can
I was
go.
just
Right
thinking
now,
about
they
talking to my
are
pillow
on
tonight.
their stint of 65 laps,
low, there's a
other
car
than
on the high
two
side.
stints that is on 55 laps. But everybody
No,
else
not
is,
actually, but the
on
only
this
thing I have.
long 65 lap stint. It's
Stay
the
low.
longest stint that we had for tonight. So,
Still there.
like you said, Sam, we'll have to.
I'm not going to be able to do anything on the bottom side. Oh my goodness.
We're not
All
with 18
clear, all
laps to
clear.
go
The
here.
lead is just up.
I'm here in
They
Vegas,
might come
Kevin. I'll
down
come
to the
over.
end where they got to start clutching it, maybe save a lap or 2, maybe.
Well, we do have it in the chat. Let's say thank you to Red.
That right rear is hot.
It's around 90 laps of fuel.
If you go down on the bottom lane like that, you got to
how many laps
complete the pass somehow.
around that window.
Give me about
If
1
you
to 2
can
business
save
years.
fuel,
I'll
you
have,
can make it to that 90 lap
my house ready for
window.
you to
But if
visit.
you aren't able to save a lap or so, it's going to be close for some of these drivers. And I think that's why we're seeing some of the field running close to what Vincent Sora's pace is, while others have fallen off over a half a second compared to what he's been running. And Gavin Rogers over the radio seems to be talking about trying to save fuel. That's why he's so off the pace compared to where he was at running instead of the top 10. So I think it's down to the fuel mileage here, Robert, of some drivers feel like they're 100% good, while others are in that question mark zone of, do I
Just when I was thinking I was cooling my
Got
right
one
rear
outside.
down.
Well, that's too, being out there,
Still there.
you got your spotter in your ear, your crew chief, and you're
All
trying
clear,
to
all
save
clear.
the gas, and they'll say, okay, we need a half a lap. Nope, now we need a whole lap. Nope, you're good a lap now. Nope, now you're down a half a lap, and you're just playing with that throttle, and you're even if you can use the clutch a little bit just to kill
Going
that
this way?
engine and keep that RPMs down, can go a long way. And like you said, Galvin Rogers said he's trying to save fuel.
I'm not doing
See
good.
if he can do it, or see
Neither is he.
0 to 15 laps to go. All I know is one thing, Sam. Gonna come.
My bad. I gotta go pull
What a save.
Christopher Norris, Thompson check getting close. John Forbes in the mix as well as that SpongeBob machine That rear end is not happy for Christopher Norris. Every time he tries to throttle up, it just wants to snap on him, especially through the corners, as Norris is just trying his best to get around this track. And, you know, we were talking about how a quiet night is a good night for Christopher Norris. Well, it's starting to get a little bit more antsy as every lap. It's a question, and Norris isn't the only one. He's just one of many drivers that are having the same sensation on this track for these final 13 to 12 laps. It's just going to get worse and worse when we get on the throttle pedal. It's a question of, can we stay green to the end of this thing, or will someone just ultimately loop it and reset the field before this race is over?
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little worried here because, you know, you make that right rear mad. You can see it right now, Sam, with Christopher Norris. That car is not happy, and the more you keep doing that and not get that thing cooled down, eventually it's going to snap on you, and you're not going to be ready for it. And you know, like you said, it's just not him right now. As we got Jared Talmadge now going to look down underneath Christopher Norris, try to make that pass here, but you know, you got multiple cars right now. You see Ryan Kelly back there; he's swaying a little bit too. So there's multiple cars with 11 laps to go, and we'll see what happens here.
No one's showing sign. They're going to be heading in pit road. Everyone's going to be trying to make it to the end of this race, as it is Vincent Sora with over 5.5 seconds over James Scioli. He looks pretty stout and steady as long as this race stays green. He's the driver to watch out for. Is Christopher Norris, Talmadge side by side with blinking 3 behind Larry Yingling. And just going back and forth is Talmadge and Norris using each other up the exit of the corner, and Yingling's going to be able to get right to the tailpipes of that 38. Going to be trying to go for a pass on the outside. Talmadge will take that pass cleanly over Norris through the dog leg, but that was not probably the way Norris wanted to be used up through 3 and 4. 38 just continues to try to stay on track. It's Ryan Kelly now, the young driver, trying to figure out how to get behind Norris here with these laps ticking away with less than 10 to go.
Got one outside.
10 to go here as move up here to Chris Stent now, and see he's trying to get underneath the lap car of Ollie Fonseca. You got Drew Drua, same thing. He is starting to snap out of control here, but with basically 8 laps to go, 7 to go here, soon across the line. We'll see how this vehicle is handling for Vincent Suarez. He's got almost now a 6-second lead. Like you said earlier, he's in his own zip code, and he's probably going to make a new zip code.
He's feeling comfortable up front at this current time. Not a lot of pressure being put on the 51. And he is looking for this race to be the momentum shifter. Everything could really change for how this season started to the way that this middle of the season has turned around. Vincent Sora is turning into the kid of old, where he was just dominating each and every race.
I feel like you let me by, though.
Knew was going to be in that.
I was definitely faster. It's just impossible to set a pass up.
Trying to set up the momentum here in the later stages of the regular season to set up that championship push once again. And for second place finishes in so many different leagues that we've covered, from the ISRC Truck Series to here on WSSR to even the charity race that we just had. Crazy enough to say a few weeks ago for our Daytona 6 Hours of Daytona charity event. Thank you to everyone that helped.
Tom's even faster than
Sora coming up
John behind me.
He just wants to get a win to remember that it's possible for himself.
Yeah, sometimes you start second guess yourself. Race car drivers, right?
Well,
I mean,
not trying to get it.
you know you got the speed, you know you got the talent, and you know you won before, and then all of a sudden that just goes out the door, and you start trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong? I know how to drive these cars. I know how to race. What am I doing wrong? What, you know, and sometimes it's just, things just don't, you know, turn out the way you want it, or you just don't roll that lucky dice, you know, and like some people get in life. You know, race car drivers go through the same things, them highs and them lows, and like we know.
Oh crap! I'm top 10.
Broadcasters here at WSSR. Vincent Sora at the beginning of the year, we all were shaking our head, going, what in the world is going on? And now the past 3 weeks, he is now back to the Vincent Sora that we've known and we have seen. And we thought Galvin Rogers would have gave him a battle, but unfortunately, it looks like Galvin Rogers is going to
extend these things to double the fuel tank. That might have a shot.
Fuel saving. That's his big thing to note. That's in mind. That's 75 to make it to the end of this race. While others, their mindset is just to get into victory lane if possible.
I'm matching the lap times of the leader.
Time it's been to watch some of these drivers going back and forth between one another, but it has been fun to see how the field has come together to, you know,
gaining on everybody except for the. Oh wait, I'm only gaining on the guy in front of me.
Mistake green after the stage.
According to that thing.
Let's see how this race was, but on the exit turn number 4, Vincent Sora finally can look up to the flag stand and see that white flag. It's official, even with Christopher Norris wrecked. It spun out.
No, I gained on everybody that time, that lap.
Bring out a caution. The 51 just has one more corner to go. It's crazy to say that second.
Who's leading?
Second is a slump.
Vincent Sora.
Finnish driver in the WSSR Cup Series. It is, and Vincent Sora can say he's back in the win column. Vinny, winner in season 10. And Sundance Pizza 160.
Thank you, Derek.
Goes to the 51 of Vincent Sora.
There's the checkered
What
flag.
a run. Finally, he gets it in victory lane. Like you said,
job,
the most finishing driver here at WSSR. Puts himself up there with another.
Stayed out of all the wrecks.
Wow, what a great run. What a great race,
From
actually.
28th to 10th, so.
Very messy there in the middle, but, you know, once we got by that little
We'll take it.
fiasco, the race actually turned out pretty good. And these.
And I'm going to go ahead and cut it off there.
And,
see
some of it
you
did, and unfortunately,
next
Christopher
week.
Norris, wherever he's going to finish at there, Sam.
later, Derek.
You know,
Thank you for sticking around, helping me with
we knew
fuel.
His car was not, you know, handling the way it should be. But other than that,